had 1,500 cheetahs. Made the good cheetah sardars, and he would make them khasa. He would give them titles, and towards the really good ones like Madan Kali and Chitranjan, he had these favorite cheetahs. We know their names also.
Hello and welcome to another edition of my conversation with Archana Garodia Gupta, who is a history buff and has written a brilliant book on history. This time we talk about cheetahs and how ancient India actually had cheetahs as pets. And one of the kings had 1,500 or more cheetahs, and his son had lions as pets. So here's my conversation with Archana, and if you haven't already subscribed, you can just click the subscribe button right here so that you get all the notifications, and don't forget to click the bell icon as well.
This is, India had a particular Asiatic cheetah which is now gone extinct, and they used to be there in the thousands, and they need particular plains. The reasons they've gone extinct, some of it is hunting, but mostly, of course, it's habitat destruction. The only Asiatic cheetahs that exist today are there in Iran, and the Indian government has been trying to get them at least one breeding pair, so maybe we can reintroduce it, but that's another story. But they used to be there in their thousands, and they were used for hunting. There's a particular reason. It's because dogs, I think, can run at the fastest about 30 or 40 kilometers an hour. Humans are much slower. So normal deer can run at 40, 50, 60, so the dogs are good enough. But in India, we have antelopes like blackbuck, which is very Indian. Actually, in the ancient Hindu text, India is sometimes defined as the land where the blackbuck roams. India is defined as the land where the blackbuck roams. So it was actually like a marker of India, the land where the jamun grows. And the land where the blackbuck roams. India is called Jambudweep because it's where jamun grows. So blackbucks run at about 70 kilometers an hour. So nothing can catch them, not dogs or humans, except cheetahs. So cheetahs were used for hunting. I thought it was a Mughal thing. But actually recently I was reading the Prithviraj Raso by Chand Bardai. And he describes a scene that Prithviraj has gone hunting with 100 cheetahs and 1,000 dogs. We are very fond of zeros. Maybe he went with 10 cheetahs and 100 dogs. We don't know. We invented the zero, we use it to our utmost. But anyway, he went hunting with cheetahs. At least we know this out of it. And Akbar was, the Mughals did everything to excess, everything over the top, right? If somebody did 5, they would do 500. That's the way they operated. So when Akbar was 13 or 14, and when Humayun came back to India, so during a battle, they captured a pet cheetah, which belonged to the nobleman who had lost. So they presented it to the young boy, and he was so thrilled with his pet cheetah that he made it an obsession to capture and train cheetahs. And soon he had 1,500 cheetahs.
Wow.
And he made the good cheetah sardars, and he would make them khasa, he would give them titles, and towards the really good ones like Madan Kali and Chitranjan, he had these favorite cheetahs, we know their names also. He gave them drummers who would walk in front of them announcing their arrival. They would be dressed in gold chains and embroidered makhmal. Everybody likes dressing their pets, right? Yeah. And he was the richest man in the world, so he could dress them just how he liked. So so they wore these Zardozi ka chashmas, blinkers, and then they would travel either on palki carried by men, or on horseback, or on elephant back. So these cheetahs, the special ones, and some of his favorite ones were actually allowed to roam loose in his court. 50, 60 of those cheetahs would just be roaming around the way dogs would roam around in other courts. In the Mughal court, you would have cheetahs roaming around. I think in his lifetime, he is known to have owned about 9,000 cheetahs. And his son Jahangir, who always had a bit of an inferiority complex vis-a-vis Akbar, because Akbar was so grand and he'd achieved so much that for his son to surpass his father in anything would be really difficult. But he said, okay, this I'll do. He just had cheetahs. I'm going to tame lions. Lions are much bigger, far more dangerous, far more difficult to train, because cheetahs become like dogs after a while. So he trained lions, and for a while he had 10-15 lions roaming around in his court. We also know this because a British representative to Jahangir's court has written a letter back saying, he's complaining about his hard life in India, and he says they have 10 or 15 lions roaming about and they frisk between men's legs, and the wonder is that no one has been eaten up yet. So we also have miniatures of Jahangir with his lions roaming about. So the last cheetah, I think, was shot in 1948 in India, that recently. Let's see if Iran gives us those cheetahs back, but their habitat is gone. You have to remember the population of India in those days was about, Mughal times was about 250 million. And this is undivided India. Today, if you look at the equivalent undivided India, including Pakistan and Bangladesh, you're looking at almost 2 billion, which is about 10 times of that. So there are 10 times more people in India, 9 times, whatever, than there were in Mughal times. So you can imagine the loss of space which has happened.